Welcome back to Travel Show Live. I'm very excited today because we are with we're with a magnate. I don't mind saying it. It's okay. His name is Jim Justice. You've heard about him. He's the owner of the Greenbrier down here in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Hi, Jim. How's it going?
Eric, it's going great. I'm glad you didn't say you were with like a tycoon, and you could, and then you maybe I was worried about you saying typhoon.
We're with a typhoon. That's funny. Some people say buffoon, but that's another story altogether.
I could be there too.
Now, I have a question. What in the world possessed you to buy this property in May of 2009? Was it May, right?
Right.
I said, I gotta. What led up to this transaction, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I mean, the driver, believe it or not, is the pain. I mean, I live 7 miles away. Mm-hmm. I truly have a love for West Virginia like nobody's business, and the people were really hurting. I mean, not only that, the previous owner, the CSX, have been nice stewards of this place for 100 years. Mm-hmm. And they were about to ride out of town with people throwing rocks and eggs at them. I mean, and that's really not very fair. You know, but the primary is the people. I mean, I saw them every day. And the uncertainty, the anxiety all over their faces, it was tough. It was really, really tough. Mm-hmm. And then on top of all that, you have what I've grown up to think of as Emerald City or whatever. It's a treasure. It's a treasure of our state beyond belief, but it's a national treasure.
It's a national treasure.
And it's about to be, you know, tarnished the way I would see it. Not to take a thing in the world away from a buyer like a Marriott or whomever, but it couldn't be the Greenbrier and be a part of a chain hotel.
All right, so do you see that this would have just gone steadily, it would have just deteriorated into nothing?
Well, I mean, I have no way of knowing. I mean, I have no way of knowing. All I can tell you, the parts that I do know, is it was pretty well announced that there's 1,600 employees here, and a new buyer was going to take that to 700 to 900. So half the people were going to lose their jobs for sure.
Wow.
You know, their benefits, they ratified their contract, and their benefits were just stripped to the bone. Mm-hmm. Those things I know for sure. Mm-hmm. I know what that would have done to community. You know, it would have just devastated our communities, our local communities. And so, and the other thing, I mean, from an economic standpoint, you know, I'm a believer. I'm a believer that, you know, what a buy. I mean, really and truly, at the end of the day, $20.1 million, give me a break. I mean, really, now there's been a whole lot of other things that I've had to do on top of that and everything that are going to cost tens of millions of dollars. But if I turn it around the way I feel in my heart that I'm going to do it, then it's going to be the buy of the century. So,
is it harder work than you had thought it was going to be? Not to say that it's not fun work, don't get me wrong. Is it harder? Is it as what you expected, or what?
It's harder.
Is it harder?
It's harder, yeah.
Why?
Well, it's just there's more moving parts than I really would have thought, and more parts that are disassembled. Mm-hmm. You know, not from the standpoint of the asset itself or the people. I mean, you know, the first big thing is the asset's in great shape. Mm-hmm. You know, the second big thing, you know, is the people, the attitude of the people. You see it. I mean, you know, they're upbeat, they're happy. I mean, there's been a big cloud gone off of them, and I mean, they're into what they're doing. And the service and all that stuff is fabulous and everything. But there was parts like our marketing department, and it was a mess. Mm-hmm. You know, there was the marketing arm of our sporting club, and it had a lot of improvement that needed to be done. You know, how they're reporting, you know, from their internal financial system, not what I'm used to.
Mess. Okay.
So you know, those things are things that I probably wouldn't have expected.
How many other companies do you own?
46. Mm-hmm. Actually 47, I'm sorry, 47.
Okay, 47. Did you know anything about the hotel business going into it? Into the resort business?
No, but I say this a lot
I didn't want to ask you.
I mean, here's the thing, though. I do know something about running a business,
yes.
and I know something about running a business that's a people-oriented business, and the other flip side of it is this, and I said it a bunch of times, but how hard would it be to be a guru in the hotel business and lose $30 or $40 million a year? I mean, for God's sakes, living, that's what they were doing. Well, I could do that.
That's easy.
I mean, I could have pulled that off.
Sure.
So really and truly, I think what it needed is somebody with some real passion, a fresh look, somebody that really cared, somebody that cared about the resort, somebody that cared about people, somebody that cared about not outsourcing community and doing the kind of things that I'm really trying to do.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I'd like to get into the guest experience. I'd like to get into a little bit of that. Before we go to break, the other big question I suppose I would have is, what's your plan? How long is this going to take? I mean, people don't realize that the resort business, the hotel business, it's a losing proposition at the moment. It can be because it's because of the economy. There's lots of factors.
Sure.
What's the plan?
Well, the plan is surely not a 5 or an 8 or a 10-year plan. I mean, I don't function that way. I just can't function that way. All of us have different styles. But I'm the guy that says you got to make it happen. I mean, I'm the guy that's just eat up with enthusiasm, eat up with passion. I've now had it, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and you see what all we've done. I mean, we've got a PGA golf tournament here, a FedEx event, big time. We've completed a Jerry West Steakhouse. We've opened a tavern casino. You know, we got a big hole in the ground out here. I mean, we got a massive hole in the ground. You know, and so we got a lot of things happening. We've surely brought back all of our workforce. We've upped their benefits. We got a lot of joy and happiness going on there. I mean, we're on the move, and we're moving fast. And I'm a believer in this. We've got a Christmas tree farm. You know, it's one of our businesses. We really do. You know, and I really believe this: as long as you have the best Christmas trees, you'll always sell your trees. And so that's what I'm trying to do here too.
Makes sense. We're going to get into the guest experience in just a matter of seconds. We're here with Jim Justice on Travel Show Live. Stay right with us. We'll continue in a moment.